Alright, this is working with your shadow self. It's a little bit straightforward, and it's a little bit, kind of abstract also. The last one I did yesterday was kind of abstract too. Um, but it is addressing a few issues. It's addressing a couple things also with it. So, pick whichever resonates. We got Darth Vader string doll, we got the Pixie string doll, and we got the Grumpy Care Bear, the mini one. Let's see. So whichever one resonates, pick that one, and we will start the readings. Alright, let's start off with the Darth Vader one. Alright, what do I need to accept? What do you need to accept? Dark young man. Fun times, amazing ideas, thrills in a situation. Enthusiastic, a messenger with good intentions. So, this could also be somebody who's who has a lot of charisma, maybe very loyal person. So maybe you're not used to somebody being loyal, or somebody sticking around, or somebody just being there for you. So it could be a little bit of a scary process, but it's also probably a very big step in the right direction. So whatever the case is, I think it's a bit of an eye-opener to see somebody sticking around for you, or being there for you, or being a friend to you when you need it. What do you need to forgive? The Three of Swords. The tears. The revelation of truth. Lessons learned. The crap finally being cleared from your life. So, you could have been, self-destructing your own progress, growth, your own life, by keeping some people around that were just there to kind of use the situation to their benefit, or use you to their benefit, whatever the case. And it was just very hurtful. You felt like nobody, there was nobody there that you could trust. So, it happens. It's usually when your light is the brightest, or you're actually succeeding in something, there's a lot of people that kind of want to catch the fly, What do you need to release? The Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is sickness. Up from the bottom, and nothing worse can happen. So, it could have been a little bit too much for you to handle. It could have been overwhelming. There was really nobody you could turn to actually talk about the issues that you're facing, or certain other things, aspects of your life that might have been avoidable, relatable, or something that could have been addressed earlier on. What can you learn? The Two of Swords. The Two of Swords. A false friend. A worthy foe, friends, lovers, who are on your level, love, affection, intensity, and worthy allies. So you could be getting rid of a false friend that kind of brought you into a situation you didn't want to be part of, or kind of is like a fair weather friend. Everything's good. If anything goes wrong, they're the first ones to book it out of your life. And you might just want to distance yourself from this person, or just lose contact with them entirely. If they're not, good for you, good to be around. And also, you could lose a few really good friends because this person's around. And they're kind of, a little bit toxic themselves. Where can healing and recovery begin? A very dark young man. Could be in facial features, skin tone, just anything that has to do with like a brunette or a dark color. It doesn't have to be, any type of way. Alright, so the Page of Swords remains vigilant, always knows what is going on, is being supervised, can easily talk their way out of a conflict. So this could be you, this could be somebody else that kind of fell into the trap of this person and is trying to get out of trouble because they don't really want to be around this person. But yeah, could be a real big burden on you, and it could, have caused a lot of trouble for you in the past. And then we have, where can I get help? You have speaking with a friend, the Three of Pentacles, education, meeting celebrities, rubbing shoulders with important people, developing a skill and potential. So, yeah. You could become a counselor, you could become a mentor, you could basically become a spokesperson for this type of thing, which is kind of toxic behavior towards other people and trying to get away from people that are kind of energy vampires, if that makes sense. Just to bring good in you, or stop toxic behaviors like drug use or self-harm, or just overspending, really, or shopping or something. Like, you feel like you have to keep up with this person all the time, and it could be very draining on you emotionally, physically, financially, and you just want to get off the subject or away from this person, or stop excessive behaviors. And if you're working on your shadow self, this is a lot of stuff that would be stockpiled and probably unloaded if you sorted through it. You don't need this much baggage. I mean, you're dealing with really dark entities when it comes to spending and doing stuff, and excessive alcohol, excessive drugs, excessive behaviors, overeating, overspending. Like, it's part of your shadow self. It's your shadow self saying that you need all these things, and you really don't. You don't really need people that are going to try to justify you doing these things either. So, something to think about when you're working on your shadow self. Just know that some behaviors are meant to be broken, and you do have to address it, and where that behavior came from. Who are you keeping up with? What drew you to do that, or, have an obsession. anyway, group 1, Darth Vader group, if you like this reading, leave a like. If you like what I'm doing on here, subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas for my next video, leave them in the comment section. And I do hope this sheds some light on maybe addiction or, excessive behaviors. Anything can be a obsession, but you have to have healthy limits. Healthy limits would be probably taking one Advil for a headache, like, instead of taking the whole bottle. So think of it like that, or think of it like you need to save money in order to do something that would actually gain money into a profitable thing. So anyway, I will see you in the next reading, group 1. Alright, and we have the pixie. The pixie. I've lost that thing several times and found it again. It's a very interesting little trinket, I must say. So, what do you need to, accept? A drink. 2 of Wands. Collaborations, working with others, using other people's platforms, partners to share the workload. So a drink could be, you might overdrink, you might have more than one drink. Maybe you just need to limit yourself to one drink. Because if it's over one drink, it's kind of hard to control, because you do kind of have your sense of direction and your sense of responsibility actually clouded, and that could be a very bad thing to have in your system if it clouds your judgment or your responsibilities. Having one drink, it could be a small drink, it could be something watered down with water. Basically the proof of 5 would be the limit on one drink. So that way you don't have too much. I think the acceptance level is 2 drinks, 1 alcohol, 1 like coffee or water. And that would be the limit of 2 drinks, I think. Or just 1 drink if you just want to have water. So, being around people with toxic behavior, you don't really limit yourself at 1 though. What do I need to forgive? Deception. Deceit, deception. So 9 of Wands, accomplish goals, recognition, you will be successful. Hard work paid off, rewarded emotionally and financially. So you could be, you could have been celebrating a thing that was well earned, or you could always want to be on that high level all the time, so it feels like you're succeeding, but yeah, there's no way to stay on a major high all the time, because your body, it would wreck itself, believe it or not. It would actually break down a lot of major organs or muscles, and cause significant damage. So just be aware. What do you need to release? New clothes. Maybe you're in a high level position that may be a little bit more of an alpha when you may be a beta, kind of easily influenced by higher ups in order to make a good impression. a return to education or study, planning for the future, an increase in skill or ability. So, yeah, it might be a little bit out of your wheelhouse or out of your, a little bit out of your personality, maybe. And that's why you kind of drink to escape, use to escape, or try to stop yourself. Some addictions, people don't really do it for the fun of it. They do it because they want to meet their inevitable end in a more, I guess it would be a, like, psychologically acceptable way, which is really kind of weird to me. But there is a psychic word for it, but I can't think of it now. But yeah, some people do that, and it's like really crazy. But if that's the case, you do need to talk to somebody about that, or talk to somebody that, you can't deal with high stress levels, and they could diagnose you with something. Or they might actually have a good way to talk about how to address issues and what you need to say. Anyway, what can I learn? What can you learn? Changed by quarreling. Great love things, moving quickly, exciting ideas, everything beginning to take shape, medical treatments. So yeah, I mean, like, being bipolar, being easily manipulated, having a very, very peer pressure-y kind of given attitude could be very addressable with some kind of physician or a therapist, which could be good for some people. Like, when you get to a certain limit or a certain date, because sometimes they do schedule you to take breaks when you're starting off a treatment. So you can just go through what you want to without really feeling the pressure of deadlines and things like that. So some places actually do that when you're in recovery, especially with therapy. They want you to visit them twice a week and then try to do a normal schedule of day-to-day activities without work being included in that, which is very interesting. It's kind of like a day off to relax, or a week off or a month off. Where can healing and recovery begin? A very dark elderly man, the King of Swords, intellectually reasoning skills, high IQ, wise and just, weighs up everything objectively. So you do have to kind of find out where exactly your triggers are for this type of behavior and why you seem to use in order to get, as they call it, liquid courage. Because a lot of people don't talk about this type of behavior and addictions and stuff like that because they feel it's weak, or they feel like nobody would understand that they do it in order to become somebody different. It's kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde transition where you drink the potion, you become Hyde, it wears off, and you're back to being your normal self. So, where can I get help? A letter. The Ace of Wands. Start of something new, an exciting time, a brilliant idea, accomplishment of a business, fire in your belly. So, yeah. Out of this, knowing exactly why you have these addictive behaviors could actually help you actually take you away from certain addictive behaviors and triggers, and make sure that you always are yourself and you're not trying to be somebody else. You're not trying to portray yourself as somebody else. You're not trying to be overly outgoing. You're not trying to make your reputation go down in the world by using drugs or proceeding to behaviors that are out of your realm of what you want to portray to the world. So, anyway, group 2, if you like this reading, leave a like. If you like what I'm doing on here, subscribe. And if you have any questions, concerns, ideas for my next video, leave them in the comment section below. And I hope this was insightful for you, and I hope this helped. Because, you know, people don't really talk about addictions like, oh, I need to do this because of this, and this. But there is novels that actually do the Jekyll and Hyde thing very well. Some Stephen King novels do that. The actual Jekyll and Hyde. You might want to read that. And actually try to find similarities in the way that the characters and you may react to your own addictions. Anyway, I hope this was, you know, good for you. And I do hope it helps. And try to distance yourself from that kind of trigger. Okay? And thank you for watching, Group 2. I hope this helped. I love you. See you in the next reading, alright? And then we have the Grumpy Bear pile. We're going to start off with the first one. What do I need to accept? Marriage bed. So, clear about what you want, clear about what you don't want. Grass is greener, motivated by change. Maybe you're kind of like a people pleaser. You go about like what everybody else wants. You kind of play along. You want to be popular. You want to have friends. You want to kind of have a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers. You're taking yourself out of where you're comfortable and throwing yourself literally into the fire. And you might need to be motivated on what you want to do, what you want your reputation to be, and where you want to be in 5 years. Because maybe maybe your type of lifestyle is kind of in the fast lane, and you kind of are more of like, I want to kind of go around the church a couple times before I make my decision type of person. But you kind of jump at the moment you need to people please, which is not good. What do you need to forgive? The 9 of Pentacles, good fortune, good luck, major purchases, large sums of money, new home and cars, having more than enough furniture. So you could be in a situation where it's kind of in that lifestyle to do certain things or to up somebody else, which is, you know, you should never do something just because somebody else does it. You need to be your own person. You need to be kind of photoreactive to what would happen if, hey, if I did that, if I took myself out of being more of a therapist and threw myself into the party aspect, how would people see me, my reputation, will my work see this? Will I lose my job that I worked so hard to get or achieve? Or, you know, it's just, you know, you kind of have to see the cause and the reaction before you do anything. It's called hindsight. What do I need to release? Business or good luck. The 7 of Cups. Good choices made, having options, decisions you're happy with making, being in a position to choose from a variety. So you could have basically your options open to you as what you do for a job or what you do in your professional life. But as far as other things are concerned, it could be a hassle. If you're, kind of like you're one way at your job and then you're one way after work hours. So just be careful. What can I learn? The Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands, confusion. Everything will quickly take shape. All will come together nicely. News you welcome, social media for fun. So maybe you're sorting out your confusion and why you act certain ways, and it's probably not to relieve stress. It could be to be a part of something, be a part of a friend group, be part of social media, whatever the case. You might want to break some of those habits and make sure that your professional life, you have the highest reputation possible. Where can I seek healing and recovery? The Five of Pentacles, a settlement, an amazing love life, good partnerships, loyal friendships, a fulfilling sex life, happiness in the affairs of the heart. So it could just be that you're growing up, growth, healing, actually becoming who you need to be. You want to change for somebody. You want to become what they're looking for in a mate. So that could be a thing. Or your spouse is kind of trying to be a good role model for you and be marriage material if that's the case, or a good spouse or whatever. And that could be a changing point. And it could be a good person to talk to. Where can I get help? Let's see. A roadway, crossroads, Eight of Swords. You have everything, you have something to convey. You're successful in some way. You do not make any rash decisions. So this could be a turning point for you, and you're growing up. So group 3, whatever the case, you're growing up. It's not anything wrong with you. It's the fact that something that you found as important is now unimportant, and you're kind of growing out of that. You're walking away from it, and you're becoming more sophisticated in your taste, belief system, and what you want. Anyway, I hope this was informational. If you like this, leave a like. If you like what I'm doing on here, subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments section. And I will see you in the next reading, group 3. Bye now.